Hi, I'm Rick Rheins, the Senior Rabbi at Temple Sinai here in Denver, Colorado. This week is another one of the double Sabbaths. It is Shabbat Tisa and Shabbat Parah. Shabbat Parah is the third of four Parshiot, special Sabbaths from the very beginning of the month of Adar. 6 weeks later, of course, is Passover. So we are in the third of them. Parah refers to the red heifer, the Parah Adumah, that is a part of the purification process. There's a special reading from the 19th chapter of the book of Numbers, and that'll be the additional reading. Now, the purification process, of course, is in preparation for Passover as the weeks are coming in. Ki Tisa begins in chapter 30, verse 11 on. And it's a fascinating section because it begins with special instructions for Bezalel, who is this incredible artist and craftsman who's been instructed to help put together, to create the tabernacle, the tent of meeting, the sacred place that would be in the wilderness, as well as all the furnishings, all the vessels, and the garments that would be worn by the Kohen HaGadol, by either Aaron and or his sons in the future generations. So Bezalel was given specific directions as to how to create these instruments, these sacred vessels, and these garments. And it was with the blue and the purple and the red and the crimson yarn and the fine twisted linen and the gold and the silver and all the rest. And then there's a wonderful line, and it's chapter 31, verse 12. And it says, Ach Shabtotai Tishmoru, Ach et Shabtotai Tishmoru, but my Sabbaths you shall observe. So in the beginning of the Torah portion, we have the instructions for all the creative work that's necessary for putting together this sacred space, this tabernacle, and the garments that would be worn. But then it says, and yet stop creating, stop worrying about a sacred space, because et Shabtotai Tishmoru, my Sabbaths I want you to observe. And it's an incredible concept that sacredness isn't just a place. Sacredness isn't just what you wear and the rituals that you will perform. Sacredness is actually time itself. And it's a unique concept that we have. Now, notice it says, Ach et Shabtotai. Shabtotai refers to it's a Sabbaths in the plural. So the Tractate Yoma and the Talmud and other commentators point out the acts of the Sabbath that we have to celebrate our connection with God, our covenant, the times that we have to rest and to rejoice and to renew ourselves. These two are important, but not more important than life itself. The ultimate expression of time, Sabbath. Of course, we come to the synagogue. We have our Kiddush. We have our company, our family, our friends over, and we celebrate this seventh day of rest. But even that has to be set aside. Ach et Shabtotai, the Torah said, but my Sabbaths override the malachot, the 39 categories of work that are necessary for creating the tabernacle, and life itself sets aside the Sabbath. Life itself is the most preeminent. We sanctify time by sanctifying life. The COVID period that we've gone through has taught us many, many lessons, and perhaps none more important than the fact that we are acutely aware of the importance of time. We've been able to see each other online and through Zoom and live stream, etc. But how many sacred events have we had to miss? B'nai mitzvah, namings, weddings, gathering for loved ones to help bring them some comfort during a loss, gathering with them for a shiva. All of these things have been set aside, and we've watched a full year pass by, and we realize the sacredness of time is fleeting. And that makes it even more important for us to celebrate when we can. And we note as this COVID is starting to recede and the doors are starting to open up, we'll have the opportunity to come back out of our rooms, out of our apartments, away from the screen, and to see each other. And I venture to say that a goodly number of us, I hope all of us, will then take very seriously the fact that we have this opportunity to sanctify time, time with life, time with each other. Achshab totai tishmoru, with all of the obligations that we have upon us. And the COVID has kept us away from work and from school and from commerce, true. And we're going to be anxious to get back to the normalcy of life, whatever that is. But I pray that it'll also remind us that no matter what work and school and commerce we have in mind, we have to take time for each other. May this Sabbath, the Sabbath of Parah, this time of purification, connecting with the time in 3 weeks for Passover, the traditional gathering and the telling of our story, a time in which on this Shabbat of Tisa, we're reminded that no matter what important job we have in front of us, nothing is more important than the time we can spend with each other, a time of renewal of our being, of our faith, of our friendship, and of our love. Shabbat Shalom.